Hi everyone. So we will continue the fourth model, interactive system and MUC architecture. We have discussed in the previous videos designing the subsystem. So in that defining the model, after that defining the controller. So we have discussed drawing a line. So next, so we are going to discuss drawing a circle. So before that, we will see that the sequence of operations for drawing a line. So this is the sequence diagrams where we can see that how the drawing a line will be depicted in the MUC architecture. So first of all, so we will see that the first actor and followed by there are three classes here: view classes, controller and model. So now, so this is the actor and replay and response between the actor and respective systems. The first of all here we need to draw a line. So in the MUC architecture, so very simple the sequence of operations here. So actor will always ask that one draw a line particular the statement to the view. So in that there is a change view, that option will be there. The change view will be whether it is going to change or not change. So which will then notify to the controller. So then there is an acknowledgement will be written to the actor. So this is the dotted arrow line is the acknowledgement which responds from this system. So now we need to start the actor is the again replay the first endpoint. So that is the process input will be started here. The first endpoint arrow mark will be to the view and send point to the controller. So controller will have the more control on that particular draw a line particular line. So this is the thing we need to do it between this actor and this system. Similarly, process the input. Similarly, the second point will be sent to the controller. So again, process input will be done. Send point to the controller. After that, add a line in the. Actually, we need to add entire line will be first endpoint to the last endpoint in the model. So that we can see in the notify whatever we can see in the particular views, that is a change view. Whenever we need to change a refresh view, so we will come to know whether line is added or not. So here that item is equal to enumeration of that is the notification enumeration of get items. So the item will be the end point start point. So add line. So this is render the item will be visible or display in the view part. Again we need to refresh the view. So we will come to know that in that model, so we have added 2-point line. So this is the simple sequence of operations for drawing a line. Similarly, we will have that simple sequence of operations for the drawing a circle. So now we will see that adding a label. Actually, these operations is somewhat different due to the fact that amount of data is not fixed, because adding a label, for example, straight line or slant line, whatever the name of the parallel line, whatever it is, or circle or rectangle, triangular shape, box or square box, whatever it is, the operation is actually fact that the amount of data is not fixed. So here there are the some steps as follows. We need to see these are the following steps when we need to add the particular label. The first one is very simple. The user start by clicking add label button. In response particular the system here which changes the mouse cursor which is as before, is the responsibility of the view. So that we need to take it as a, whenever click the add label button, we need to see this kind of changes in the model. Similarly, the second one is the user click the mouse and the system acknowledges the receipt of the mouse click by placing at a particular location. Actually, what will happen here? This result in changing whatever that drawing looks alike. So what we had decided earlier will maintain the property that view is always rendering the model. We know that the view therefore notify the controller particular that operation has been initiated the model. So actually, and the controller modifies the model, that we know it. But here there is a one issues. So one issues that we have to resolve is that of the assigning the appropriate size and style of the character in the label. So for example, straight line, so we need to take a Arial. So all the line, the name of the character alphabet STRAIGHT and space line, so that all we need to take it as a only one font or one style, the in case of normal whatever it is. So that because issue will be there, we cannot be changed as and when required. So that is the second point we have considered. Adding a label, if the user clicks on the mouse and whatever that always acknowledge the receipt of the mouse clicks always by clicking at a particular location. Now the third point is the user types in a character. Once again the view listens to and gets the input from the keyword, so which is communicated to the controller. So here, so what we are going to say that, so whatever we are communicating to that view, so always will go to the controller. So whenever which notifies the view, so that we need to take it as user types in a particular character one by one, whatever it is the character. So in the drawing line, adding a label, so it will take one by one. Similarly, fourth point is the user clicks the mouse or enters a carriage returns. Actually, this is appropriately interpreted by the view. So because the user click the mouse always will be, which we can say that interpreted always by the view only in the view class. So in the both cases, the view informs the controller that the addition of the label which will be completed. So in such case of the mouse click, the controller is always notified that a new operation is adding a label has been initiated. So we will come to know that in the fourth point. So how the label started or label has been initiated after this fourth point. So we will come to know that one. So this is the thing about how that adding a label can be done in the MVC architecture. So now this is the sequence of operations of adding label. This is like that, similar to the sequence of operations of drawing line. Okay, before going to this, so we should dealing with the environment variables. So what should be the environment variables? How does it help us to get the sequence of these operations? So that we need to know that in the MUC architectures, most interactive systems need to remember the values of certain parameter to make always user friendly. For instance, for example, word processing system remembers the size and font of the characters so that user doesn't have to specify these with every operation. So because which is already existing, because this is the word processing system. So we refer these parameter is called as environmental variable. So which is help us to get how adding a label, for example straight line or circle, whatever that character which are referred to that one, so which we do not specify the particular font, so that all the character individual character font should be the same. There is no issue at all. So consider this type of the document creation, the system that has for example Times Roman, the default font. Assume that when the system start up, the font parameter stores the value Times Roman. So if particular user select a different font, say Helvetica, then this parameter is changed and the following text input is displayed in the Helvetic. So this is the possibilities are also available in dealing with particular environmental variable. So even though if we store this is in the model, then the font information does not have to be sent by the view to the controller along with the text. In addition, this would result in the storing the font parameter. So when the figure is saved as a file, word file. So now consider this, what happens when the file is received at some later time or later stage. Actually the font parameter would set to have a Helvetica, and this font would apply that to all the text input. So once we have to store it, so next time whatever the labeled character, so this font will be by default this font will be applied to the all the remaining characters. So here we say that on the other hand, if the font type is stored in the view, storing and retrieving would set back to the Times New Roman, so by default. So here we say that clearly this is the choice that has to be made when behavior of the system which is decided. So now come to this is the sequence of operations of adding label. So in this diagram we know that always we have seen lot of sequence diagrams. So like that is the actor and their respective three classes here, view, controller and model. So the initially replay and response from these systems, there is a loop will be going to happen because many character we need to add it. So add label, so here a change b will be there from the actor to view. So there is acknowledgement. So left point of the label always start with the first character and the left to right. So start with the process input, send a point to the controller, add a label to the model. Similarly, so your item will be taken it as the enumeration, get items and render the items. Okay, so after that this is we have taken for the one character refresh view. Similarly, this loop is going to continue with until the end of the all add labels, number of character appears in the labeled text. So the keystroke, that we can call it as a keystroke, send a character, add a character. Similarly, item is equal to enumeration, get items, so that all will be stored in the model. Then followed by rendering the item, refresh the view. So again whether next character we need to take it as a key input or keystroke, that will be sending to the controller, and again will be add in the model, add a character. So next characters, like that this loop will be continued until the character will be over. So like that, carriage return here, mouse click button will be there, so which we need to notify that, update it with the help of this variable stored item is equal enumeration of get item. Similarly, refresh the view which will be stored in a particular model. So this is the, we can say, the sequence of operations of adding label. So here actually sharing the responsibilities between view and the controller. So that we need to know that how when we employ the MVC architecture, actually there is a often a gray area. We say that gray area between that responsibilities of the controller and those of the view, which are always particularly for the kind of software which are discussed in these case studies. Actually this will concern issues that fall in that area can be confusing to the beginner, particularly since widely varying opinions have been expressed. Actually some of these issues we have come up in these sections and the need the clarification. So more on this accessing user input. So that is the one of the approach. All the user input which are received by the view, indeed the view is the only mechanism through which the user can interact, and the view parses all the input which are comes in it. So consider the, for example, situation where the which gives a command. This is the button click. For example, it is tempting to the left. What is that? Led to the controller or one of its particular component, or we say that listen to the click and take action. So this is all done by the keystroke, whatever user interface changed, which all done in the user interface. So that we need to take it as the can be a force to change as the controller. So another thing is, once an operation has been initiated, so we have the issues of accepting the data. So that is we need to count. Once will we need to decide that one, so we need to have that particular controller to the model, so that the data could be one of the several format here. So that all we, for instance, all the user interface designer, he might want to accommodate for the user type to type in the coordinate particular locations instead of clicking the mouse event, that we need to take it. So this is the regarding that accepting the user input. So another point here we need to consider that processing and storing the input, how we are going to store, how we are going to store the input, and how we are going to do it in a particular data or the characters which are adding label. For example, once the standard data is available, so it is incorporated into the particular model. All data which are received in conjunction with the some operation, and hence the details how the data is to be changed, the model, the part of the particular operation. So this activity is independent of the user interface, implying that this would be the responsibility of the controller. So finally, so we should conclude that processing and storing input is always responsibility of the controller in MVC architecture. So now we are going to discuss selection and deletion. Actually, the software allows to delete the lines, circles, labels by selecting the respective item and then invoking. So we are calling an operation delete operation. Actually, this shall be treated as independent operations since selection can also serve the other purposes. Also, we can invoke selection repeatedly so that multiple item can be selected at any given time. So this all the possibilities available in selection and deletion operation. So now we will discuss one by one the stepwise. The steps involved implementing these are as follows. One first step is the user gives us the command through a button click. So here what we do here, actually this is followed by a mouse click event which are to specify the particular item. So both of these are detected in the view and communicated to the respective controller. So the next point here, in order to decide what action the controller must take, we need to figure out how the system will keep track of these selected items. So in this case point, since we know that we is always responsible for how these item will be displayed, for example in the red or particular in instance. So we always must able to recognize these as located whenever updating particular display. So we also gets an item from the model. It would be appropriate that a model have the mechanism for a respective flag to selected that one. So always this can be done by having a tag filed for each item, or we say that simply by moving the selected item to a separate container. We shall use the later. So that is the case here in this step. In order to decide what the action the controller must take a decision here. Moving to the next step, the next step is to iterate through the unselected item in the model to find the item bracket, so if any, that contains the point. This is the regarding that since the model is to be used strictly as a repository for the data, say that task of iterating through the item is done in the controller. So which then invokes the method of the model to mark the item which has selected. So this is regarding that we purely concentrate into a model to find that unselected item. Whenever we unselected, so that we are going to take it in these steps, and how we are strictly which are used in the repository for the data for the iterating of the respective items. Fourth step is for the selection and deletion for implementing the steps. Model which are notifies the view which renders the unselected items in the default color, for example black. So and selected item should be in the red. So model will be having the responsible to the unselected items always should be in the colored black, and selected item should be always in the red, which gives an enumeration of the tool list separately and uses the appropriate color for each. So here one thing we need to note that models always only stores a separate list of the selected item. It is the view that decides how the two lists are to be rendered. That is the job of the views. So actually deletion is the, again we need to talk about deletion is very simpler operation. The button click is add in the view and pass it to the controller, which simply requests the model to delete all selected items. That is the only that depends upon the delete operation is button click, whichever is selected, which all going to delete it. So this is about selection and deletion in the respective operations of adding label or drawing circle in a designing the particular uh, system. So the next we are going to say that how we are going to saving and retrieving the drawing, that we are going to in the next slide. This is the saving and retrieving of the drawing. The use cases for the process of saving and retrieving which are simply described. So here what to do, the user requests a save or retrieve operation. The system asks for a file name which the user provides and the system completes the respective task. So this activity also can be partitioned into our subsystem as follows. There are few things we need to be noted here. The views always receives the initial request from the user and then prompt the user input to the file name, whichever the file name is given. The view then invoke the appropriate method of the controller, passing the file name as a parameter. Actually, next the control first take care of any cleanup operation that may be required for the purpose. For instance, here a power specification requires that all the items which are unselected before drawing the which are saved or some default values in environmental variable which are stored. This must be done respective stage only. The controller then invokes the appropriate method in the model, passing the file name as a particular parameter. Another thing we need to note that the model serializes the relevant object to the specified file. So this is notice that we should take in the first step of distributing responsibility across the three subsystems, that is the model view controller. One thing we need to note that unlike the earlier case studies, we didn't look for the classes method or try to create a class interaction diagram right away. So this would actually we say that fairly typical when we are designing larger system, whenever the larger software system with advanced notice that about kind of architecture being employed. So this is the thing. So we need to note that how the difficulties in the respective part of the specified file object to the specified file on the serialize the relevant object. So next we will we will discuss about design of the subsystem. Design of the subsystem. The next step of the process is to design an individual system. So in this stage, the classes and their responsibilities are identified and we get a more detailed picture of how the required functionality is to be achieved. That we need to note it down regarding an individual subsystem. Since the model should remain independent of the look and feel. So we discussed about in the previous videos what is the look and feel of the system and should remain stable. So it is always appropriate that we should design it first. So that we need to take care about it. So we will discuss the design of the model subsystems. Design of the model subsystem. Design of the model subsystem. So we know that the model should have a method for supporting the following respective operations. So these are the list of operations they have given. How we need to consider and what would be the very important in the respective model. So we need to see that design of the model subsystem, similarly weave and controller. So first model will be taking it to the account. So here add an item. So respective item we are going to add into the particular model. Any kind of an example we can take it as the model. Removing an item should remove from that. We have seen that also selection and deletion operation also. Marking an item as a selected, selection also we have discussed. Unselecting an item, that should be in the, we know that selection will be one in one color, and unselecting an unselected item should be also in one of the color. Getting an enumeration of selected item, how do we can see that number of item getting might be selected. Getting enumeration of unselected item, list of items will be taken into this. Deleting the selected item complete, we are using deleted operations here. Saving the drawing, before that draw that we need to save that one. Retrieving drawing, so that we need to take it in the, how we are going to take the retrieving the drawing. Based upon this list, straight away we need to we can identify the method, so that we can depicted in the, so next coming class diagram for model. So we will discuss in the next slide class diagram for the model. Yeah. So this is the figure is textbook figure. We have the 11.6 class diagram. So class, this item represents a shape such as line, label, or, and enable uniform treatment of all shapes with a particular drawing. So now this is the class diagram for model. So the top of the first in the row, class name, model, item list, vector, selected list, so that is will be the vector, view is the view, and the respective operations is add item. Here item type, return type is void. Remove item, so item return type is void. Mark selected item of that type is again void. So unselected item, and get item, so that should be the enumeration, list of items should be getted. Get selected item, again enumeration. Save file name should be the string, so void return type is the void. Retrieve the file name, again string, and type is the void. Delete selected item, again return type is the void. Update view, so that would be the void. Class diagram, we have seen that here item represent a shape such as line, labels, or which enables uniform treatment of all the shape within a drawing. Since here the method get items and get selected items, which returns an enumeration of a set of items, we need to, so we need polymorphic containers in the respective model. So in this case, the view use these methods to get the object from the model as an enumeration of items just stored and which and draw on of the display panel. The model must also keep track of the view, so it needs file or that purpose. The method here update, which are used to control and alert the model, so here always must be repressed. So it also invoked by methods within the model. So whenever the model realizes that the data has been changed, this method always invokes a method in the view of the refresh the particular display. So here what we need to conclude that, so the views use this actually method to get to the respective object here from the model, which has an enumerations of the item stored, always draws the one on the display panel. So this is the design of the model subsystem. So which we have concentrated, since there are two methods is very important here, get item and get selected item which always returns an enumeration set of listed items. So that should be a containers in the model. So that we have all depicted in the respective class diagram. So that is the major item list, selected list. So that all will be displayed in the view. So that we have taken the respective method is add item. So we know that remove item, selected, respective unselected, get item should be enumeration. Again, get selection also should be in the enumeration data type. Similarly, save usually in the string type, and retrieve also string, and delete the respective selected item, and we need to respective update the view. So that we need to take it. So this is the about consideration of design of the model subsystem with the class diagram. So the always basic structure of the model and items which are stored there in the class diagram. So in the next video we are going to discuss design of item and its subclasses. So there mainly we are focusing on rendering and the items catering to the multiple user interface technologies and the respective operations, what and all operations are available to catering that one, catering to the multiple usage technology respective item list, and we should take the class explosion of the due to multiple user interface implementation. So we will discuss in the next video.